citizens first, not our party first. This is about all of us, rich, poor, black and white. And when we say no VAT, everybody talks like VAT only hurts the poor. VAT hurts every citizen. All our expenses go up. Life becomes unaffordable for all of us. Amidst the corruption, amidst the waste, we say no to any rise in VAT. We say no to any creep on taxes.
I said we might not implement next year's 5%. That's what I said. And I'm quite confident that there's 90% possibility that we may not.
Yeah. And why would we scrap it? Like, what would be the green shoots?
The revenue outlook for the next year is quite positive. In that sense, we may not necessarily affect it.
Than the year before. There is the solution. The solution lies with SARS doing its job and this House empowering SARS to do its job, not by taxing poor South Africans, not by exposing South Africans to bracket creep. We now have a month to fix that, and I hope that this House will put South Africans first and put their parochial priorities in their pockets. Thank you.
The Honourable Swart.
What I regret was the fact that we're not discussing it, the trade-offs. The focus was purely on the revenue side. And people are not saying, in the light of what you are doing on the revenue side, how does it affect the expenditure priorities? Because if you kill that, then you must then say that 13 billion are likely to get, how are you going to handle it on the expenditure side?
Yeah.
So that debate of trade-offs was missing.
Yeah.
Out there. We will not be part of a bloated government. Part of balancing the budget is to reduce the size of the executive. So there are things that we will stick to as matters of principle. And if the ANC is prepared to ensure that we make savings, we become efficient, we get rid of corruption, we have bills that are going to be proposed about the anti-corruption bill. We have an agenda that puts citizens first.
South African economy. As South Africa without a budget is sliding towards a banana republic. So we had to take a difficult decision, not between good and bad, but between worse and much worse. But we had to say, let's pass this framework. Let's work in the committee I chair where we can adjust the expenditure framework, remove certain things. I've proposed some revenue-raising mechanisms about declaring online gambling a sin tax that we can intrude so that you can do away with the VAT. But you can't get into that legislatively if you're still stuck at whether you have a fiscal framework or not. Now we are on track to build the kind of South Africa we want, and we've got to do the oversight work that we need.
Action SA, as distinct to other parties, has said to us, we don't think that that's the only revenue sources that should be looked into to achieve the same objective, say, in case of VAT of 13.5 billion rand. We think there are other alternatives which could be explored to achieve the same objective. Surely we're open to such a conversation, and that's what we've actually undertaken to the Action SA, that let's explore those avenues. And that exploration is not excluding any other parties which have got a similar view. So that's a process we'll be engaging with all other parties moving forward.
With pragmatic solutions. These include a SARS recovery program. If funded with just 2 billion rand annually, as I said, I've said that. In conclusion, finally, the work is now underway to collaborate with all parties in exploring every possible alternative over the next 27 days. The clock is ticking. I was talking to the Minister last night and the Chief Whip of the ANC and telling them, now we have to find a solution. We oppose any VAT increase, we oppose tax creep, and if we don't find a solution in 27 days' time, do not look to us to support you to pass the rest of this budget. The passage of this budget is still a long, long way away. And the people that they have convinced to get them out of the hole that they've dug for themselves are not going to continue doing that if they show no good faith. So we're going to hold the ANC to account. And you know who holds the key to all of this? Is the minister. The minister who brought the budget with a 0.5% VAT increase. The same minister who trimmed off 1.5% in 21 days. We can trim off the other 0.5% easily. And as I said before, 20 billion now, because we've raised 8.8 billion more, 20 billion in a 2 trillion rand budget is nothing. We can go and find that money and prevent the